y'all, what's good? We are back today. We are here for episode 8 of Bad Boys Los Angeles. I'm excited about this episode because I'm excited to see what's about to go down. We got Jonathan and Milan's friend. That's what I remember. So we got a lot of, and then Anthony and William fighting. So we got a lot to get into. Hopefully they show it in a timely fashion and we can see things not too exaggerated to the point where we're only seeing one scene. So hopefully we get a good deal. But as always, thank y'all again so much for watching. Thank you again for dropping those comments. Y'all were talking with me a lot last week, so I appreciate it. Let's do that again. Drop the comments down now. Let me know what y'all are thinking already. Say what's up. Drop back in if you got more comments to say. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, we are on the road to 1,000. We doing numbers. The numbers are continuing to come in. But yeah, let's keep doing that. Let's keep running it out. Let's keep sharing it. And I appreciate y'all. And also, I got a little treat for y'all. Joseline's reunion. That's coming out, I think, after this drops. So I guess for the next 3-4 weeks, I'm going to give y'all a little, I guess, quick spark note type reaction to what's going on. Because I haven't watched the season still. So I don't really know too much about what's going on. But I'll just give y'all like a quick, detailed briefing review of what I think of what is happening on that reunion. So we'll see, and that'll be at the end of each episode review. So so we get in, well, before we even get into that, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially if you're a mother watching my videos. Happy Mother's Day to you. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we get the first scene. In the first scene, we got Dylan, Gutta, and Kerrion. And before we even get to this part, I mean, it came clear to me after the Curtis and Moolah scene. But these scenes seem so produced. And when I say they seem so produced, you can tell it's like the cameraman said, okay, we're about to start filming right now. I need y'all to come outside. I need y'all to say whatever you got to say. Do what you got to do. And then the minute they finish whatever they got to say, they turn them cameras off. That's just the type of vibe I'm getting. Because every scene seems like, okay, I'm putting the camera right here now. I'm about to hit record, say what you got to say. As soon as you finish, we done. Like, that's it. They dap it up and then they move. And it's different than most of these reality shows. Like, whenever it's like an in-house reality show, like what Bad Girls Club was, they had like cameras, overhead cameras. They had cameras with cameramen. And then they had like cameras within the house to where we're seeing scenes that aren't as produced. Like, everybody's either done up or they look like they're knowing that the camera is on. Whereas on those shows, it was just like they was just living in the house, just like on Big Brother. Like, if you watch Big Brother, like, they have cameras all around the house. They don't even need people in there recording them. They just literally have the conversations that are going on, and it's being recorded all day long. You can tell they probably have filming schedules. They probably record for maybe 3-4 hours at a time, and then they don't record anything else. That's why they don't have any content. That's why a lot of these scenes are longer than what they are, but enough of that. So we got Dylan outside, and Dylan irritates me already because the black scent's out. He's sitting here trying to act black. He's talking black. And then he got this, I guess he assumes is a bonnet, but it looked like one of them little them like Italian chefs, like the little Italian chef hats. That's what he got on his head for what, I don't know. Like, you're not black and you don't need to have your hair that way because you don't do nothing with your hair no way. So it's not like he's trying to keep waves or whatnot or trying to keep his hair up. Like Dylan is doing too much. And then he was doing even more too much whenever they were talking about Jonathan, because Dylan, Gutta, and Kerrion were outside talking about Jonathan and him coming in. And Dylan's in his confessionals talking about, Jonathan, you a replacement. I didn't like how he came in here talking to Milan, trying to act like he runs stuff, da-da-da-da. And it's like, Dylan, you would never say none of this shit to his face. So why are you even talking? Like, that's the part with Dylan I can't stand. Just sit in the background and go home, because you ain't gonna pop shit. Because the minute you say half of this stuff, well, you ain't gonna say it though. The minute Jonathan catches wind of what you're saying, you gonna get your tail whooped. Like, that's just really what it comes down to. And this scene wasn't really much of nothing besides that. There wasn't much to really know. They were just talking about the party that's gonna happen later on that night. So we're gonna see, because like at the end of this, like Kerrion walks off, because Kerrion was out there by himself playing on his phone or whatever. And Gutta and Dylan came outside, and then when they came outside, they talked to him, and then they said whatever piece they had to say, and then they walked off, and then Kerrion walked off. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Kerrion was out there, and he was out there for a reason. He was out there because they told him to be out there and have them come out there with him. But If he was really out there and wanted to be outside, he would have stayed outside whenever the cameras turned off. But he walked away with him. So that's just what I'm saying. But then we get Curtis and Moolah, and they're basically talking about Jonathan too. Like, you know how Zeus does. They like to have every single person have their moment talking about one specific thing. And they basically said they feel like Jonathan and Milan are going to get into it. It's like, in their words, they're saying it's like Jonathan's coming in like the big dog. And in a way, they feel like Milan is going to get challenged and think that Milan's probably going to try and do something. Which we all know from what we saw last week, Milan ain't really with that. Like, he ain't really with that energy. Jonathan is big dog energy. Like, he big dog energy. So then as they're talking about the party and whatnot. They're excited about the party to see the girls and whatnot because they've been in there with all them boys all that time twerking around and just being gay and whatever. So they're just tired of that. So they want to see some girls. And as they're talking about this, Durrell comes in and he's basically saying like he's coming around to both Curtis and Moolah. He said Curtis is just very comfortable with himself. He said Moolah seems like he's starting to kind of settle in because he's now seeing that Durrell is not going to cross lines with him. He's just going to be himself, and that's just what it is, and he's confident in that. And he feels like Moolah is respecting that. And to a certain degree, I agree. Like, I feel like at this point in terms of the whole straight gay stuff, even though Moolah be saying some stuff that could come off a little way to certain people, but to me, I feel like it's no longer like a versus situation. It seems like they can all coexist at this point. But just a notable moment, Durrell was sitting there talking and having a deep voice, basically acting like he was straight with them and whatnot, doing his own little thing, and saying that he's excited to see some girls too. So they got excited about that, of course. And then how they end this scene, Moolah's talking about he's going to go on a run because he got to clear his mind. And then they dap it up and then just stand there. And I'm like, see, they basically just want me to yell, cut. And then they can go on about their business. And it's just like, that's the part that's where Zeus is failing. Like, you need to have cameras all throughout the house where you don't even have cameramen holding the cameras. You need to have like cameras in the house. But that comes with a budget. So I don't know if they have a budget, but we're going to see. All right, so we basically getting the party together at this point. So Kerrion's outside trying to get the party together. Durrell comes outside, is basically asking what he's doing and whatnot, just trying to strike up conversation. Long story short, Durrell is basically asking him if he, talking about Kerrion, would squash the beef with Milan if he brought Milan outside. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll apologize, whatever. So Durrell brings out Milan, and it's like Kerrion's energy completely switched from what it was last episode. And he apologizes, and he talks about how he was foul and whatnot, and then Milan seems like he's super receptive of it too. So it's just like, to me, it's just like, y'all just had all this beef last episode, and Kerrion was talking about he's not no punk, he ain't got time for it. He wants all the smoke with Milan or whatever. And it's just like everything just switched, like in a matter of 2 seconds, but whatever. It's just like at this point, I'm glad it's over with because the drama is stupid. But then we ended up getting the party starting, and the party started and around like 10:50, 10:40. Milan comes up to Curtis and Moolah like, what's going on? Like, the party is kind of whack because it was dead. Like, nobody was in there. And they talking about how Anthony, since Anthony's the club promoter, like, he was the one in charge of getting the people there. And there was nobody there. So Milan saying he going to call up his connects, get some people in there. And he did that. And there was a decent amount of people that came in there, but it still looked kind of dead to me, if you ask me. That didn't look like no house party. I've seen better house parties in high school. Like, better high school parties than that, but whatever. They got some strippers in there and whatnot. They got some people in there dancing and whatnot. Moolah and Curtis were excited, obviously, but Durrell, I saw Durrell over there with the strippers more than I saw them, but that was interesting. And they had a little montage scene. The montage scene was like at least about 3 minutes long. And that's what I'm saying. They don't have content with the show because they probably don't film that much. They probably film maybe 3/4, maybe 5 hours out of the day. It's like maybe they film in the morning for like 3 hours and then they film at the end for like 3 hours at the end of the day. It's just like you can tell they don't have no content. That's why they stretch everything out. And that's where Zeus is just, it's not hitting. It's not hitting. It makes the show boring. But as the party's getting a little hype, William shows up. He shows up in this he got a black t-shirt on, some sweats, and some tennis shoes. Just completely different than what he was wearing when he first was on the show. So in a way, it looks like he's coming to want to fight, but we know William, he ain't about it like that. So, but he comes in there and he looks scared. Milan is right there with him, like, hey, I see you here, da 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 da. He looks scared the whole time to me. But then he ends up coming back there, and Kerrion sees him, and Anthony sees him. Kerrion's dapping him up and whatnot, and Anthony's like, why is he even here? Like, there's plenty of other parties that he could have went to, but he decided to come to ours. But, I mean, whatever. And then they end up getting Winnie, the dude from the fashion show. He comes over, and he's whining about what happened at the fashion show. It's like, that was how many episodes ago? Like, what? We don't care about that. Like, why is he here talking about this now? But as he's talking about it and saying, like, he didn't like how everything went down, yada, 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 William decides that he wants to run up on Anthony. Because apparently Anthony was about to apologize too at that moment, but William was about to run up on him. And he did. He ran up on him, and Anthony did what he did. I ain't see too many punches landing at all, but he ended up knocking William in that water. William ended up in that pool, and everybody was talking shit, saying like this dude was about to apologize to you, and you decided you want to run up on him. And like I said, William looked scared. That's all I really can know. He looked scared after all that. Everybody was on his case, and he just looked like deer caught in headlights. Like, ugh. But where's Jonathan? I ain't even gonna hold you. I just skipped through all of that scene. Like, I knew that was just gonna sit there and just keep reciting the same thing over and over again. And what I'm talking about is the scene where Milan is talking to William, and William's whining about how like he and Anthony knew each other before the show. They was checking up on each other, asking each other if they were gonna be on the show. They were excited to be on the show, and they was talking shit about each other. And then you got Gutta over here getting irritated, wanting to fight William because of how punk that move was, and he's sitting here talking about how irritated he is. And they just stretched it out, and I'm literally skipping through just hoping to see a different scene. But no, it's just the same thing, just exaggerated. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I didn't watch it. I skipped through it. I skipped through it because it's like, why do we have to consistently have to sit here and listen to the same thing being recited? Because y'all don't have content. They don't have content. But like I said, I mean, that's just the point. William ends up leaving. Gutta ends up calming down. And it's just like all that for nothing. Nothing accomplished. Like nothing accomplished. But let's see what else happens. Hopefully Jonathan shows up, because Jonathan has not been in the episode and I've been bored. Yeah. Man, what would we do without Jonathan, man? He done came and turned the shit up. And we got Milan on some classic bitch nigga shit again. But Milan's friend gets here, Rio. The friend that he done called in for backup. His battery for his back. Like that battery in his back is Rio. Rio is 29 years old. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. He ended up getting a confessional, so I'm assuming he's going to be here for whatever amount of time. So he's the new cast member as well. So basically outside, Kerrion's talking to a girl outside. That's just one little scene. But Rio and Milan are downstairs, and Jonathan finally shows up. Jonathan's like, y'all having a party and ain't told me about it. Like, what's going on? Like, Jonathan gets in there and goes straight upstairs to his room. So Milan ends up finding out that Jonathan's there, and he went upstairs. So he takes his friend, Rio, and is like, come on upstairs. Why? Because Milan needs his battery pack to come upstairs and confront Jonathan. Jonathan's upstairs, and as he's upstairs in the closet getting his stuff unpacked, Milan and Rio come walking in there. So Jonathan, obviously, as anybody else would, when you see two people coming up on you at one time, what do? You get on guard. Jonathan's sitting there with his liquor, and he's looking like he's ready for whatever. Milan is saying, like, this is my room. I'm not sharing my room with nobody but Rio. And he's saying that in his confessional, but he's saying to Jonathan pretty calmly, but at least trying to speak. It seems like he can finally speak his mind now that he got backup. And Rio's sitting there kind of backing him up too, and Jonathan don't like Rio and he don't like Milan. That's just really what it comes down to. Rio seems like he don't like Jonathan. So push comes to shove. Jonathan said that's his room. He ain't moving. So then Rio starts to take his clothes off, and Jonathan starts to take his clothes off, and then they end up scrapping it up. And Rio runs up on Jonathan, but from what I can see, Jonathan was getting his ass in the corner. And Jonathan got him good, because in the preview for next week, Jonathan has, Rio got these like red tipped, like, I don't even want to call them dreads. They're not even like dreads, they might be locks. Long story short, them locks was in Jonathan's head, in his hat. Because Jonathan had them in his hat. He was laughing and playing with him like, these hands right here, they go off. Like, if you want to play with me, come play. But you better be coming with some heat, because if you're not, you're going to have to get worried. And that's exactly what happened. Like, it looks like chaos is happening. It got to the point where they done called the cops. They had like a whole bunch of crew members outside, and Milan is outside on his bitch nigga shit. ratting to the police, saying he don't feel safe and saying he gotta leave because if it gets to this point, then he can't be here. What happened to you being from wherever he say he from? Like, what happened to that? Like, if you so tough and you really about it, stand 10 toes down. You done brought your boy here, and then his boy ends up in the hospital. So Jonathan put them paws on him. So it's just like, it's funny because it's like the two of y'all still couldn't even beat that one person. That one person got you that shook. He ended up putting your boy in the hospital, and now you scared. Like, that's really what it comes down to. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's about to happen. But yeah, I am signing off. I'm gonna see y'all in a minute. I'm about to go see my mom for Mother's Day, and I'm gonna come back with the Joseline's review. So we'll see. I'm back. So even though I said that I was going to do the Joseline's review, I know this first part, you know how they take forever to get stuff started, and I feel like the beginning is gonna be a lot of nothing. So I'm gonna watch it. But I'm going to give y'all my thoughts on part 2 going forward. Because I'm pretty sure they'll probably get more into the reunion part 2. And there'll be more to break down. But yeah, thank y'all again so much for watching. I'm excited for next week because Jonathan got the whole house shook up. And they now realize they're playing with a real one. And when he's talking about he want to go get his guns and stuff in that video that I saw that went viral, yeah, watch out. But yeah, thank y'all again. Like I said, thank you again so much for subscribing. Like the video, comment, drop your comments. Let me know what you think about the fight, what you think about what happened with the episode. And yeah, subscribe, share, follow me on social media, and I will see y'all next week. Peace.